Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're getting through this winter season. I'm starting to feel like spring is around the corner because it is, and that summer is right around that corner. So that is very exciting for me because I love the warm weather. In fact, the hotter the better. I love it. If I hear it's going to be 97 degrees is my favorite temperature. So I just love the heat. Anyway, this is going to be your weekly reading for the week of March 8th through the 14th. As we move through the week, there are several moon energies that we're dealing with. We've got the waning gibbous coming in as we come off that full moon and that eclipse energy from last week. And of course, the waning gibbous is about self-reflection and getting rid of bad habits and our negative thinking. We then have the third quarter moon that comes in on the 11th or the 12th, depending on where you are. And that's a time where we're kind of realizing those things that we started during the new moon. Things are starting to come to fruition. We're attaining our full potential. But again, we're getting rid of those negative emotions. We're trying to just be positive as we plow through and buckle down and get things wrapped up. We then have the waning crescent. And of course, that's a more stable and calm time. And again, we're starting to think about our growth. What has worked for us in the last cycle? What things might we want to tweak or change for the upcoming new moon? So keep those energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Virgo. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is a personal issue reaches resolution. All right, let's see what the Virgo collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week, since it's so full of self-reflection and those things that there's a lot of thought that goes into the moon energies that we have this week are really about self-reflection. And so getting out into nature is my fun weekly reminder. Try to get out into nature where you can do some of that self-reflection. I know we've got some rain out there today, but I think our temperatures are warming up for the week, which is going to be nice. But if you get a good time that you can go take a nice long walk, or get in the woods somewhere, maybe feed some birds or get by some water. It's just, if you can spend some time doing that, it's really the best time for self-reflection. Is just hearing nature around you, not being distracted by screens or other people or just noise, just that nice, quiet, self-reflective time of nature. So that's probably why I love summer so much too. I spend a lot of time with the birds in the backyard and the animals and feeding everybody out there. And it's just so fun and peaceful to sit out there and hear, just the chirps of the birds. And oh, love it. All right, let's get right into this reading for Virgo, March 8th through the 14th. A personal issue reaches resolution. Your present energy, Wheel of Fortune. So look at you evolving. Look at not knowing, life is one way last week, this week, totally different. Something's, evolving for you and changing. The wheel in the sky keeps turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow, to quote Journey, I believe it is. This is just about things evolving, things changing without even really any of your doing. Sometimes there's just something else in the universe changes and shifts, and you can kind of feel that in your own life. So this is about that there's some change coming up for you, and that's really good. Okay, your current situation, Ace of Pentacles. So that change might involve some sort of new financial thing coming in for you. This is usually a new financial opportunity. This could be, some investment that gets in front of you. Maybe you've just got new money coming in. You've got, extra money from somewhere. You might get a tax return, some kind of money that comes in that does kind of change things for you. And it can change um just it can change anything when it comes to new money. So depending on the amount, honestly, it can change your complete life, or it can change something in your house because you make a purchase and it's something you really wanted, right? So whatever this change, it looks like it is kind of financial for you too. At the root of your situation is some sort of celebration here with the Four of Wands. So this could be something coming up for you. It's kind of at the root that maybe you're planning a wedding or thinking about a wedding or a party or something that's coming up, and that's exciting. And it's just there. It's just kind of at the root of this. It's kind of what your change is. Maybe you got engaged. Maybe someone got engaged. You're starting to plan a wedding or thinking about those kind of things. So there's something about a celebration that's kind of at the root of all of this. It kind of just changes your life. Again, this engagements are very life changing. Having a baby shower for somebody, also very life changing. So there's lots of different celebratory things that once they come up, they can be very life changing, which is that's fun life changes, right? In your recent past here is the Ace of Swords. So you've had some sort of mental breakthrough or some sort of aha moment. Again, if it's a personal issue, you might have just had some sort of revelation like, oh, Eureka, hello, my life's going to be so much better if I would just do this one thing. And maybe you've been working on that in this cycle. And you're starting to see those changes, which is super awesome and super positive. So, especially when, there are things, we're all working on things constantly. So it is nice when something kind of gets fixed because you did a thing. So that's pretty exciting. What's on your mind this week is the Three of Wands. So this is a card of new ventures. This can also be about travel. You might be thinking about traveling to celebrate something. You might be planning a vacation or a trip or thinking about some new business venture or something, just some new venture. This could even be some new hobby that you're wanting to entertain. So, that's on your mind. It's like, well, this new thing, and that's very exciting too. I just have a little tinkle of excitement about this entire reading for you. I don't know, it's very exciting. You've got this full moon card. It's just like the energy. There's just so much light, and it's just a really nice. The last couple of readings have been a little heavier, and I feel like your reading is just very, very light. So it's even refreshing for me. So thank you. What is just ahead of you this week is the Justice card. So there's some truth that's just ahead of you. Look, it's behind you as well. You've had this aha moment. So you're really just in the light this week, Virgo, working with truth, working with new things coming in, with change, with celebration. Again, possible journeys, maybe a possible vacation coming, but there's some truth ahead of you this week. And I think it is just more of this realization, more of these aha moments that are coming through. And whatever personal change that you've recently made, it's almost like it's having a ripple effect on different areas of your life. And I think that's really awesome. It's very positive. In your advice position here is Page of Cups. So definitely just enjoy it. This is just enjoy it. Have a sense of humor. You know, just enjoy the lightness of this week and these things that are going on for you that are so positive. So just smile and get through it. Just smile and enjoy it. Just enjoy the feeling. I just feel like there's no worries. Like, what's that song? Don't worry, be happy. That's you this week. Play that song if you need to. So, what is beyond your control this week is the Magician. Just more positivity coming in for you. So there's the Magician coming in to tap you on the shoulder and saying, hey, you've accomplished all this. Where are we going to start heading to next? And it's beyond your control to at least think about it. I don't think you have to focus really hard on it this week, but the new moon is approaching. You've had success with whatever this is. Now you're going to build upon that success by changing something with this new moon cycle that comes up ahead of us. And there's the Magician just reminding you to do that reflection. Hey, you're in a really good spot. What is it now that you want to change next? You've had this little success here. What do you want to change next? Let's work on the next little thing. It doesn't have to be huge, but let's and don't have to do it yet. Let's just start thinking about it. So there's that self-reflection, that little walk in nature. The Magician comes in to just kind of put that in there for you. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Well, of course, I hope this is your secret desire with the Temperance card, to be nice and just balanced. And once again, don't worry, be happy comes to mind. Just relax. Don't, there's not, there's just, it's just positivity for you this week, Virgo. And I love this reading. I mean, I have some Virgo energy, and hopefully this is my next week also. In your outcome position, Virgo, is look at you moving on to the future here. Beautiful. Eight of Cups, exploring, moving. What, again, the Magician saying, hey, you've accomplished whatever you've had this moment, this big accomplishment. We're celebrating something. We've got very light energy. We've got truth. This Wheel of Fortune, life is definitely moving in a good direction. So when you start to do that exploration, what is the next thing that you'd like to change? And just kind of use that momentum, use this positive momentum. And again, it doesn't have to be something big. It can be something very small, but go ahead and make that change when the new moon comes around and start thinking about what that might be, even though don't spend a lot of time on it this week. What is hidden from you this week is the Page of Swords. So this is kind of a new path in either thought or communication. And I think that's hidden from you because you're already kind of on it. I don't think you need a new path. I think the path that you've laid for yourself and the path that you're walking right now is just really nice. So yeah, whatever personal issue that you have just conquered and is coming to resolution is just really making you feel good. And I love that for you. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck, let's get you a final message here. Final message for Virgo from the Soul Oracle deck. Accept what is. Wow, look at that. Also, just a big full moon. Maybe the eclipse of last week and that big full moon did have some sort of positive change on you. I mean, I know I felt it. I just felt just different, right? So, uh, it just had a positive change and it helped push you over some line or something you were working on. Of course, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, what came to a resolution for you that's just making you just light in your shoes this week. So, all right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. What does Virgo need to do in the way of self-care as they're having just an awesome week here? And the card that you get is the card called Choice. Worry less about making the right choice and more about being strong enough to handle any outcome. What a great, great message. I love that. You can handle any outcome. Look at you. You're killing it. So whatever you've just recently accomplished, you're just in a really, really good energy. If I knew Virgos this week, I'll be trying to hang out with them because they look like they're just going to be fun and light. And I love that. So, Virgo, good luck with all of this. I really appreciate you being here with me. Once again, if you're comfortable sharing, let me know. What issue did you have coming to a resolution this week? What's making you explore the future in such a good, positive way? Maybe you can help the rest of us, come up with that positivity. So I just think it's a really great week for you that you have coming. If you are comfortable sharing, like I said, drop me a comment, let me know. And also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe, I really appreciate that. It pushes me out in the algorithm, which is what I need to just, get out there on YouTube. So I do appreciate that. Thank you so much in advance if you are doing that for me this week. So thank you, Virgo. Good luck with this week. Please enjoy it, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.